What happens when a bear with no limbs goes up against the Patriots with just a BB gun? Let's talk about it. Ah! 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 Why? Why do they suck so bad? Timmy Talks. Welcome to Timmy Talks. My name's Timmy, and today we'll be talking about the Chicago Bears matchup against the New England Patriots. So the New England Patriots just beat the Chicago Bears 19-3 after an abysmal game by the Bears offensively. Defensively, it's whatever. They did all right. They kept any other NFL offense in the game by only allowing the Patriots to score 19 points. But the Bears' incompetence, stupidity, just absurdness on offense, it was just so hard to watch. I just wanted to rip my freaking eyes out. I wanted to just, I'm so sick of this team. I'm so sick of watching this every Sunday. I'm so sick that I'll never leave this fandom. It's just so annoying. So annoying. But we are here today to mourn the death of the 2024 Chicago Bears season because it's over. It's over. These last 3 games that we lost were like must-win games, and each game became more of a must-win game because now we're in the gauntlet of our schedule. We have our 6 divisional games, 2 against the Packers, 2 against the Vikings, and 2 against the Lions, who are all playing great football. And then we also have the 49ers and Seahawks, who are fighting to win their division and are also good teams. So we're screwed. I imagine this 3-game losing streak is going to continue and become a how many more games do we have left? 8 more games, so it's going to be an 11-game losing streak to end the season. I imagine all the coaches are going to get fired. Maybe the GM keeps his job. I don't know. Either way, this organization, this team, is going to make the wrong decision. It doesn't matter what decision they make. It's going to be the wrong decision. It's what I've learned. So I don't really care anymore. They're going to do whatever they do. They sold their soul, or they did something crazy for that 85 Super Bowl. And the worst part, I wasn't even born or alive to witness the greatness of that 85 Bears team win the Super Bowl. So I'm just here as a fan, suffering, just losing my damn mind, watching this team every Sunday just be so bad. Just so bad. Like, defense is good, they're average, they're great, they're elite, depending on the year. But why are the Bears the only team in the NFL that cannot figure out how to run an NFL offense? It's not rocket science. It really isn't. It's pretty simple. Like, you can break it down and make it really simple, and you can add layers to make it more complex. That's what makes good. That separates the good teams from the great teams. That's why the Kansas City Chiefs, the San Francisco 49ers, the Green Bay Packers, the Detroit Lions even now, that's why their offenses are so good, because they take simple concepts and are able to add layers to it to make it more complicated and harder for these professional athletes, these professional football guys who have seen the same simple concepts in and out, year in, year out, year in, year out, hundreds of thousands of times, either in person or on film, and be able to deceive them, be able to trick them, be able to think one thing's happening, but it's actually another thing. But the Bears don't do that. The Bears don't even understand simple concepts. Let me break it down. There's a drive in this game where the Bears were actually moving the ball. What a shock. They're getting a great push off the line with their running game, Swift was getting like 5 to 6 yards, 2 run plays in a row. The Bears are nearing the red zone. They're in field goal range, and they are rolling. They're actually rolling. Their offense is actually getting positive yards, And they're doing a good job with the run. So like in a boxing match or in a fight, you have your jabs, right? You're jabbing, and like football concept, the run is the jab, right? Inside zone, jab. Inside zone, jab. Nice. Now, what do you do after this jab? You can throw a cross. You can throw an uppercut. You can feint the jab and come around. You can, there's a lot of different ways to go about it. But the Bears, they just keep jabbing. If you keep doing one thing, the opponent isn't going to keep getting punched in the face. They're going to move. They're going to adjust. They're going to do something different. So if you keep jabbing, you're going to get knocked out. And that's exactly what happened. It kept jabbing, or their 2 jabs hit. Boom, boom. 2 good run plays. Throw that third jab. Oh, he weaved. He missed. Okay. So now what are you going to do? You missed him. The run play lost a yard. What are you going to do? Jab. No. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you throw the same punch? Oh, look at that. A 2-yard gain. Congrats. Now you're 3rd and 8. Now what are you going to do? Haymaker. But not even a good haymaker. Just a sack. Great. Now we're out of field goal range. Wonderful. Great job, Shane. Great job, Bears. Oh my gosh. It's just the incompetence of this offense. There's no plan. There's no strategy. There's nothing building off each other. It literally feels like a 14-year-old kid's on the sideline and asking coach, not even asking coach, just spinning a wheel and then pointing his finger on a play and be like, run that one. That one should work. Our offensive line can't block shit, so we're just going to run everyone downfield. And that'll work. This time it will work. Oh, we're going to run play action. Good concept. Good idea. We're going to run play action and have 2 receivers running downfield. And none of them will get open. And there's no other options for Caleb. He can try to scramble for 2 yards. That'd be nice. Throw it away. That would also be nice. But no, our offensive line is just awful, and he's going to get sacked. And he got sacked 9 times. 9 times. Do you know how absurd that is? Last week against the Cardinals, they gave up a pressure to 16 different players. There's 11 players on defense. That means they were bringing guys from the sideline and saying, go on in. Pad your stats. You want a pressure? Come on, Jimmy. Get on in there. Everyone gets a pressure. Everyone gets a sack. This week was no difference. 9 sacks. 9 sacks. This team. And then today, to make it even worse, Matt Eberflus comes into the presser and says, we're in the process of making decisions about whether we should be changing. What more do you have to see to realize that Shane is not the guy? What more do you have to see that whatever we're doing on offense isn't working? The only time it worked was against the god-awful Jags and the god-awful Carolina Panthers. Like, it's just... I'm so sick and tired of this. Go into this game. The Patriots run man 38% of the time. Way higher than league average. So what should your plan be going into a game where the defense runs a lot of man defense? I'll give you a second. Viewer, what do you think as an offense? What do you think you should do when you know the defense is going to run man? That's right. You run man beaters. You run route concepts. You design plays to get guys open. The Bears did not do that. There was one play where I was like, whoa, that's an NFL play. That's something that the San Francisco 49ers do all the time because they know how to beat man. They know how to get their guys open. They had Keenan Allen and DJ Moore stacked up. DJ Moore presses his guy, which allows Keenan Allen to get a quick out, get separation. Look at that. 7-8 yard gain. What a crazy concept. What What is this? The Bears doing something that a normal NFL team can do? Insane. Oh, and we just did that once. That's all we did. That's all we did. Every other passing play, we're just one-on-one, hoping our guy wins. Hoping our guy wins that rep. Newsflash. They didn't win a lot of reps. This team, dude. This team. Oh, my God. The worst part is the Patriots weren't even that good. This was a very winnable game. Like, I don't even want to talk about the Patriots because they were just... The Patriots literally just showed up and ran the ball. Drake May made a couple good throws, and that was enough to beat the Bears. They scored 2 touchdowns and a couple field goals, and that was enough. That's all they needed to do. They didn't need some big play. They didn't need turnovers. They didn't need anything special. They literally just needed to run plays, and that was enough to beat the Bears. The Bears have now gone 23 straight drives without a touchdown. In the last 2 games, they've scored a total of 12 points. 12. In 2 games. In 2 games. Oh my God, bro. This team, man. This freaking team. What am I going to do? And they're not making any changes. They're not doing anything. They're in the process of making changes. What are they going to do? Like, and even if they do make a change, what difference is it gonna make? It's not gonna make any difference. Because whatever they do is the wrong decision. So that's my rant about the coaches. Let's get into the players. Caleb Williams was not great. People are saying that he doesn't have any help, that his O-line is awful and they're killing him. Yes, all true. But Caleb Williams himself was not great. He had god-awful throws. God-awful. Missing DJ Moore and Cole Kmet on easy passing catches out and missing them by a mile. It was crazy. I don't see high school quarterbacks miss this bad. Yes, it was a very windy day at Soldier Field. But holy shit, dude. These were god-awful throws. And then he'd make up for it. He'd sneak one into a tight window, and then everyone else would be like, oh, Caleb Williams, great job. He's the guy. I don't know, dude. I don't know if he's rattled. I don't know if he's scared. I don't know what it is. But some of these throws were just god-awful. I was like, what the hell? It's already an uphill battle with the play calling and our coaches. You got to make it easier for yourself and help the team as much as you can. You can't just make it harder. But, I mean, he did what he could do given the circumstances that he's in. We have third-string tackles trying to block. We can't pick up a blitz, and when we do, it's only for a second or two. Our receivers can't get open, ever, or they can't get open fast enough for Caleb to kind of get something out quick. Our only quick game or check downs is a back coming out of the backfield and doing a quick little hook. There's no slants. We ran a couple whips. We ran a couple out routes. But there's no, like, we stacked the receivers sometimes, but then just ran routes. Normally, we're not running any crossing patterns. And when we do, we don't run them good enough to actually get the other guy open. So the whole idea of running mesh and crossing patterns is so the defenders have to either work around a receiver to get to the guy that they're covering, or they're going to rub off the defenders. But there's zero concepts or designs or any idea of like how to create space and separation. We're just hoping that our receivers are able to do it on their own all the time in 2 seconds, because that's all Caleb has. With this banged up offensive line, he has 2 seconds, maybe 3 sometimes, to get the ball off before he's pressured, or at least before he starts freaking getting antsy in that pocket. I mean, who wouldn't? How do you trust these guys to give you time when you never have time? And so, like, when you do have time in a pocket, you're like, the clock's ticking, and you're like, I gotta go. Just bad. It's just bad football. It really is. And it's awful to watch. It's just terrible to watch. It's depressing, honestly. The worst thing is I'm going to be watching next Sunday. The Bears go against the Green Bay Packers, the longest rivalry in football. Can't even call it a rivalry anymore. It's a one-sided beatdown of the Green Bay over the little Bears. This week's going to be no different. The Green Bay Packers are coming off a bye, and they are going to obliterate this Chicago's Bears team. Our defense isn't going to be able to contain their offense at all. Our offense probably won't even score a single point. Maybe then that's when we'll fire or get an offensive change. Last week we scored 9. This week we scored 3. Next week we score 0. What's going to happen? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because I don't know. I don't know why. I wish I knew why. No one knows why. But it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, Soldier Field is going to be completely packed, completely sold out. Bear fans are always going to be going to the games. Whether this team is 0-16, that stadium is still going to be filled, and those ticket prices are going to be $200 to $400, and people are going to still pay to go watch the god-awful Bears. And that's why the Bears will never be better. These owners don't care about winning football. These owners don't care about bringing a championship to this city. They don't care. They're 100 and some years old. They're on their deathbeds, and they don't care about this team. They care about the money in their pockets, they care about people buying the merch, and people coming to the games. But me and all the other fans that actually care about football and care about this team winning, we get the short end of the stick, and we have to suffer. Honestly, I've always joked about leaving this fandom, but this year may be the year that I actually become a free agent and look for a new team. I'm not, but I'm very close. I'm so close. It's gonna happen one of these years. It'll never happen, but I'm threatening it. And if that doesn't make you nervous, you don't care. You don't care about winning football anyway. So why would you care about my fandom? Breaking news. The Chicago Bears, while I was editing this video, have actually done something. They fired offensive coordinator Shane. Yay! All is good with the world. All is fixed. This offense is going to be so good now. Said no one. Firing Shane's cool. That's like one of the few things that the Bears should be doing. Other than that, though, like, this offensive line is still terrible. Caleb Williams is now under heat because he no longer has a scapegoat. Same with Matt Eberflus. Like, he no longer has a scapegoat. So I honestly have no idea what's going to happen. Replacing Shane is going to be Thomas Brown, who is the passing coordinator of the Chicago Bears. There's no one I would rather have calling the plays of this offense than the guy that was designing the passing schemes. Also, he was with the Carolina Panthers last year when Bryce Young was doing such an amazing job. If you don't hear it in my voice, that is sarcasm. Obviously, when you fire someone, you're taking a step back. Usually you think that it can't get much worse, but it can. Oh, and it will. The Bears fired someone. It took them I don't know. They probably had to go talk to the owner who's like 102 years old, and she's just like, huh? What are you saying? What? Fire who? Oh, no, no, no. Papa Bear ain't never fired nobody. We don't fire people in this organization. No, no, honey. No, no. Huh? People are boycotting and aren't going to go to their games? Oh, fire his ass, fire his ass, fire his ass. That's how I imagine that meeting went. Anyways, the Bears are so back now. We're so good. Just kidding. Well, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And that's been Timmy Talks. The Bears.